Hey bitches, this is just going to be a quick YouTube tutorial on fish eyes. I didn't make an introduction because they are both still spinning, but I wanted to show this video because I've gotten a lot of questions over the past few days, and I'm about to tell y'all how simple this is. So these two are dirty pours that we did in my mentorship group. This is right after we got them done. I let them dry overnight. I used regular cheap acrylic paint for both of these. That one was just acrylic paint, and this one I did create my own pouring medium and mixed it in the acrylic paint. After they dried, I went live and I sealed one of them with Adhesive Apothecary's binding potion. This is the one I sealed. I never seal my acrylic paints, ever. So I wanted to show the difference in between sealing and not sealing acrylic paints. So this one I sealed. I put about 15 ml of epoxy over it last night. It spun overnight, not one fisheye. It's ready to decal. Now look at this one. I did not seal this one, and there are fish eyes all over this tumbler. But it's okay. There's nothing to worry about. There is nothing to freak out about. This can be easily fixed. You do not have to take it off your turner. You do not have to sand it. You do not have to wipe it down with alcohol. You do not have to clean it with soap and water. Just do not touch it. Don't touch it and add another coat of epoxy, and that's what we're about to do. Fish eyes are caused by oily fingers. It can be caused by dust. With my acrylic paints always fisheye, always repel. But I never used a sealer before, so I was like, I got to figure out how to do this, because this is too much work trying to sand it down and trying to get it completely smooth. So a while back, I was doing one of my watercolor brush strokes. I said, let me just go in and apply a coat of epoxy. Now, I did seal one of my watercolor brush strokes before, and my paint ran. I let my cup sit for 48 hours. It was completely dry. So that is why I stopped sealing my tumblers that I used acrylic paints on. But if you just saw the other one, I sealed that with binding potion and did not have an issue with my paint smearing. Nothing. So I'm shook there. I am very shook, and will be using binding potion to seal my acrylics for now on. But let's get into the epoxying and fixing these fish eyes. I'm going to speed this process up because I'm just mixing 20 ml of a fast set epoxy. Whatever epoxy you're using, you can use regular or fast. Just make sure you're following the mixing instructions and all that good shit, and you have your environment how you need it to be before going into epoxy. I'll see y'all in a few. Alright, now that I've mixed up 20 ml of epoxy, look at all the micro bubbles. They won't be there once I apply it. Now we are going to apply that entire 20 ml of epoxy on this tumbler, and you're going to watch these fish eyes disappear. This is the first time I have touched this tumbler with a gloved hand. So now let's apply it. I am putting the entire 20 ml on this tumbler. Once it starts spinning, once it starts leveling out, you're not going to see any of them fish eyes. You're going to see me scrape a couple times because some glitter, spare glitter from that 3-color ombre got all over it, but you're going to see me scratch a few. But just watch the fish eyes disappear. You're going to see them until you get your full coat over this tumbler. But just watch them disappear. No more sanding. No more cleaning. If you do not touch this tumbler after the first coat is dry, you can literally go straight in. So I'm going to speed this up, and then I'm going to come back to when I'm almost done so you can just see how you will no longer see the fish eyes. All right, just look at it. It's spinning. It's doing its thing. Now I am going to go around with my finger a couple of rotations to take off any excess epoxy. Make sure that we're even all the way around, because I am using a fast set. So I just want to make sure everything is good. Everything is good. Once I get done there, I am going to strike up my propane torch, and we are going to hit this tumbler with the torch, pop any micro bubbles that there may be. I do it 1 to 2 rotations, let it spin for about 15 minutes. If there are any more bubbles, I will hit it again about 1 rotation. Then it's time to let it spin out. But already you can see the fish eyes are gone. They're gone. Once this coat is completely cured, completely dried, you will not have a fisheye on your tumbler. No more sanding. No more freaking out and cleaning it. Go directly into another coat of epoxy after the first one dries, and that will eliminate your fish eyes. I hope that helps. This was a quickie tutorial. Thanks for the likes, subscribes, and the shares. Let's get it, bitches.